Joe, firstly, thank you so much for giving me time. Good to see you here.
Thank you.
Let me tell you that everyone who's looking you up on the internet for the past 1 or 2 days, they're seeing a picture of you with a big plate and a lot of Indian food and some 16 bowls. You want to tell them that you had them well?
Listen, I'm Italian. I love food. That's how I interact with life, is through food. So I never like to waste a meal. In India, all you do is find good meals.
Find good meals.
Yes.
And are you having a good time? Good time to go around?
Yeah, a little bit of time, not a ton. I mean, it's the tricky part of when you come to work is that you don't get to see as much as you like. But I'm having a fantastic time interacting with the fans, and it's very I brought my whole family with me. I wanted them to share in this. It's very emotional as a filmmaker when you get to come to a place like India where people are really responding to the film and the stories, the Marvel stories that are being told.
Right, good to know that. Is your family also having a good time?
They're having a blast. They get to go around.
They get to go around and you have to work. Yes. Your film is releasing in different languages. I know, of course, US is your home market. China is a big market. Where does India stand on the entire map?
I mean, India is a massive emerging market. I mean, it really, the success that Infinity War here had was unprecedented. And I think Marvel is growing very quickly here, and we made it a mandate, my brother and I, that we come to India for the press tour because of the response to Infinity War, and this is actually the first stop on the entire press tour is here in India, and we're not even done with the movie yet, and I got on a plane to come here.
Right. We saw you with Rahman. Did you? I mean, were you aware of his work before?
Oh, of course. I mean, he's Academy Award winner.
Yeah.
I thought the track was fantastic, and it really embodies the spirit of the Avengers, the notion of fighting back and standing up for what's right.
Right. Just like the rest of the world, even in India, Robert Downey Jr. has the biggest fan following. Do you want to tell the viewers who are watching, what is he like on a set?
He's amazing. I mean, I think a lot of people think that he is Tony Stark in real life, and I think in a lot of ways he is. But when you really get to know Robert, he's one of the warmest, most generous people that you can hope to be around. He's very entertaining to be around. He can make the whole crew laugh all day long, and he hosts lunch for all of the actors every day.
Wow.
He'll hire musicians to come play. It's very hard making a movie. The hours are very long.
Yeah.
It's intense. Sometimes a lot of stunts can be very physical for the actors, and he just finds a way to make it very comfortable. But he also has an extreme level of professionalism.
Is he a party starter?
Yeah, he can easily get everybody going and get the music turned up and get everyone having fun.
Right. What was the feedback that you got for your last film? For the end scenes, is it something that you were expecting, or what was the majority feedback?
I mean, we were expecting people to be upset. I don't know that we're expecting them to be as upset as they actually were.
Right.
Heard stories where Mark Ruffalo told me he was in a theater in New York on opening night and he had a hat on and glasses so that people couldn't recognize him. And he said when the movie was over, he got scared because a guy had ripped his shirt off and was screaming at the screen, "Why?" And, people didn't leave for 15 minutes after the movie. They were arguing with each other, and he said he snuck out the side of the theater. So I know there's a lot of intense responses, so let's see how...
Right. Does all these stories, do they add pressure? Because this looks like a lot of responsibility every time you make a film.
It can be a lot of responsibility if you let it be. You have to, I think, shut out all of that pressure because you make bad decisions under pressure. Our job, really, and the way that we look at our work as storytellers is to please ourselves.
Right.
To tell stories that excite my brother and I, and you hope that the audiences are as entertained by the stories you are.
Right. So every time your film comes, there are all kinds of talks that this actor will be killed because his contract is getting over. That one, whether it's Chris or Tony Stark. Should fans read this much into a film, or would you prefer they just sit back and enjoy it?
I think they should sit back and enjoy it. I mean, when I grew up watching movies, it was you would go to the theater without a lot of information.
Right.
And I think that that's the best way to hear a story, is to not know where the story's going. And it's hard to say what is true and what isn't true when you hear all this information.
Right.
We try to be very protective of the material, and we're not going to let people know what the truth is until they go to the theater.
How do you manage that in today's day and age where mobile phones are everywhere?
I mean, I think what it is you're very protective with the script. None of the actors have read the entire script. very few of them know actually what's going to go on. And when we have big moments on set, we clear the set, and there's very few people on set that see what is actually happening in the movie. And there's a lot of tight security, and that's how we do it. And I think that people can't accidentally spill the beans if they don't know the story.
Right. There must be a lot of people who must be getting to know you and getting close to you, trying to get some information. Has anyone managed that so far?
No, I think we've been doing this now for 6 years, 4 movies. We've gotten very good at warding off people from getting information.
Right. Could you tell me what is that one day like? Whenever you all shoot and most of your characters are there on the set, how do you?
Whenever we have big groups of characters on set, it's a lot of fun.
Right.
It's a bit like a party. Everybody's there. They're all, they're all very good friends. They've all been working together for years. So I think it's always exciting when they get to be together.
And also, you're talking about when you were watching movies back in the days, there wasn't that much information. Today, every kid knows the box office numbers, and this film made these many million and that many. Is it healthy, or should they just not be concerned with how much money a film makes?
Well, I don't know why you should be concerned, because it's just, that's sort of a superficial metric for judging a movie by. I think that, did you love the film? Did you love the story? Were you moved by the story? Do you want to watch the story again? Those are the reasons that you should care about and support a movie and judge it by. You don't have to listen to other people. You don't have to listen to social media critics, money, whatever it is. Did you enjoy the film?
Right. Also, yesterday I was watching the press conference. There's so much detail that everyone watches every poster. Do they read too much into it? Because I saw someone asking, why are these characters looking into the lens, and why is there a number in the trailer? And I saw you responding to that. But are they reading too much?
I think that it's good. Look, it's healthy for them to read into things. We do hide things. I will admit that we posted photos on the internet and that we, sort of meticulously crafted and layered information into them. We try to tease the fans so that they can have some fun trying to uncover that information. But not everything has been imbued with that level of thought. So. It just depends what they're reading into. Sometimes they could be reading correctly, and sometimes not.
Are you also reading everything written about your movie?
It's good to get feedback so you understand how people are thinking, what the fans are feeling and thinking. But I try to avoid the internet, especially when it gets close to when the movie's coming out and after the movie comes out, just so that I don't get too much noise in my head.
Also there are all your characters have different fans and fan clubs. A lot of times they're fighting with each other.
That's right.
Have you read that? What do you want to tell them?
They all have different points of view. That's why you can't really be influenced by the fans, because they all want something different.
Right.
And you can't please everybody. So you just, like I said, we just make the movies to please ourselves. And then we hope that everyone else is entertained.
Right. You said India is a good emerging market. If we talk about Indian talent, have people like Rahman, people like Priyanka Chopra, Frida Pinto, have they made a significant mark in Hollywood?
I think so. I think that the world is certainly paying attention. And, the mere fact that we're talking to Priyanka is, just illustrates that she has reached international stardom. And I think... the world is just becoming smaller and smaller.
Right.
And it's easier for everyone to access each other's cultures and appreciate all the celebrities that come from each culture. And I think that everyone's interested in telling global stories now, which I think is fantastic.
Right. I know you said that, at the press conference also you're talking to Priyanka. I know you won't say anything, but will it be a film? Will it be a brand?
I don't want to say it's, and by the way, to clarify, it was not Marvel talking to her, it was my brother and I.
Yes.
About something we're producing. So. I don't want to say either way. I feel like it jinxes projects when they're not done yet. But it's a big project.
Looking forward to it. Lastly, before I go, what are your takeaways from India? What do you take back?
I love it. That's fantastic. The people are so warm and genuine, and they've been so gracious and supportive and passionate about the movie. And boy, you can get some really great meals here.
Great. So hope you come back for that.
Thank you. I will.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.